Guys, Dan Hendriksen here. We're at Torquay Golf Club. Now, if you're a golfer that hits hybrids, or you're a golfer that struggles to hit a hybrid and you miss them left, i.e. if you're a right-handed golfer and hook it left, or a left-handed golfer and hook it right, then I think I've got a theory for you. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. Loads more golf content coming your way. Now let's put this theory of mine to the test. I have my co-host.
I've been promoted again.
You have been promoted again.
Promotion without any monetary value in raises. Yeah.
What is that then? What would you class that as?
Just a title increase, not a pay increase.
Okay. Let's talk about hybrids today and why you don't use one.
I don't know. I have experimented with and tried out various makes, different styles even, and different lofts, but I've never had much success hitting a hybrid.
And where do you miss them?
I miss them left, way left.
Always go left?
Always left. Don't miss it right, it's left.
Would you say that you're a natural drawer of the golf ball anyway? Over the years?
Yeah, I mean, I can shape the ball left and right. Irons, I do try and shape it right to left, and woods, I hit left to right. So my hybrids go left every single time.
So over the years, you've experimented with different hybrids.
I have, yeah.
And they've all gone left, or have you found the odd one that kind of
No, every single thing's gone left. Doesn't matter how stiff the shaft, or changing the lofts, or even opening the faces up on some of the modern tech. Everything just goes left.
So what have you done to then not use a hybrid, let's say?
At the moment I carry a very lofted fairway wood. So I've got a 7 wood in the bag, and I've also got a 2-iron that I like.
And you hit them pretty straight, or you get some better results than them?
No, different flight on both of them, which is why they're both in the bag for anyone that's wondering. But so much more successful than hitting a hybrid.
So I think it's time to get into my theory on why you and me, why we hit these things left. Now, I'm going to compare it to my 5-wood. Now, my 5-wood it's been with me for a long time. You can see from the markings on it, it's just a tailor-made RBZ 5-wood. I have no idea what the shaft is in it. It's a X-Flex, which I don't really use X-Flex, but I seem to get on very well with this one. Now, I've used this 5-wood for, like I said, a number of years, and I do not miss this club left. It's kind of my go-to club. Now, I replaced my 3-iron some years ago now with a hybrid, and I've really sort of fought hard to keep a hybrid in my golf bag. But to be honest with you, whenever I get onto that par 3, or I get onto that hole, let's say a par 5 where I'm going for it in 2, and I've maybe got a bit of water left or a bit of trouble left, I really struggle to stand there with confidence with my hybrid, because my fear is that I'm going to miss it left of target. The thing is, with my 5-wood, I don't get that. I tend to hit my 5-wood really quite accurately, like off the tee. This is something I'll go to.
That is just a wand, isn't it?
Well, that's what this club does, Paul. Stunning. That's what it does.
Just see that down there, right in the middle of the screen.
Just a point and shoot.
Absolutely perfect.
Off the fairway, I can do kind of whatever I want to do with it, and sometimes what I'll do is I'll actually shape the 5-wood to take a bit off of it, to then sort of take out of play my hybrid. And I really want to get to the bottom of this. There's no point in having golf clubs in your golf bag that just you're not confident with. There's just no point in putting them in there. I'd rather take it out and put something else in that's going to perform similarly to what that hybrid is going to produce, but give me the confidence that I can commit to the shot. What you've got to think about with these two clubs is you have this thing called roll and bulge. Whenever you get into woods, drivers, fairways, hybrids, you're going to get a thing called roll and bulge on the face. So roll and bulge is basically, you've got this roll on the face and then you've got a bulge on the face. So these clubs are convexed. So that you get a roll to the center point and then it rolls back off towards the toe. And again, if you look at it from top to bottom, you've got a slight roll there, and you'll see it a little bit more in a driver than you will certainly a hybrid. The idea of roll and bulge is to deal with gear effect. So as you take a shot and you strike it out of the toe, that gearing will want to drag the ball round to the left. If you hit it out of the heel, it will want to drag it round to the right. Now, that's why they put a bit of roll on the club face, because that rolling of the club face enables the ball to start further right if you hit it out the toe and then gear back to the left. and vice versa if you hit it at the heel. Now, my theory is that the roll and bulge on my 5-wood is possibly more severe than what I've got in my hybrid. So what I mean by that is that when I hit a shot with my 5-wood, it kicks the ball a bit further to the right because I'm a bit of a toe striker. You can see from a lot of my strikes there, I tend to hit it a little bit out the toe. So what's happening with my 5-wood is it kicks it off to the right a little bit more and then it gears back to the left. Now, I think what's happening with my hybrid is because the face isn't quite as curved as what I'm getting out of my 5-wood, I think that start position is starting too straight and then gearing left on me from there. So whereas my 5-wood would kick right, my hybrid, I don't think that's happening. I think it's keeping it pretty straight and then overturning. So my golf ball on the golf course would start pretty straight and then hook round to the left-hand side.
Go. Whoa, let's just stop a minute. I understand your theory, but
have I blown your mind yet?
Yeah, a little bit, but has it got anything to do with face plane tilt?
Ah, face plane tilt.
Possibly,
so
length of shaft.
You're thinking if it, because the 5-wood is slightly longer or the hybrid is slightly longer, should the lie angle play a part in face plane tilt?
Yeah, possibly.
Now, I understand what you're saying, but there'll be a lot of people out there that don't know what you're talking about when you're saying about face plane tilt. So let's just explain that quickly. Okay, this is the point of where the ball is going to take off the club face. If I get that lie of the club absolutely flush to the ground, okay, so it's absolutely flat, and I get my club face all in the correct direction, then the ball should just come off the face at the target line, okay? Got that, Bernie?
I got that.
Okay. Now, what Leicester's saying is, if I have that club lie laying up more upright, so the club is longer, club gets further away, and the toe rises up in the air, should that kick the ball off to the left-hand side? So what Leicester's asking there is, because of the length of the clubs, will that actually sit the toe of the club up on the hybrid, making the face plane tilt that way? So will it tilt the face left and they make you go left? Well, the problem is, Leicester, this is my 5-wood, this is my hybrid, and you can see now that the actual length of the 5-wood is, in my eyes, about 2 inches or so longer than my hybrid, which would make me think that my toe of my hybrid would be sat more flush to the ground than my 5-wood. Would you agree with that?
I'd agree with that, but what about the actual size of the head and the makeup of the club, the way it's finished off?
Okay, well, before we look at that, I'll hit a couple of shots and let's show you the numbers difference between the lie of my hybrid compared to my 5-wood. Right, this is my hybrid to start off with. So lie angle 5.2 up. So that means that the club lie, as it comes into impact, is toe up 5.2 degrees in the air, which, like Leicester said, face plane tilt, it should want to tilt it through to the left-hand side as it starts to tip that toe up off the ground, which, to be honest with you, is a lot of players' theories that this club would go left because of face plane tilt. Now let me hit a shot with my 5-wood. 5-wood numbers, look, 8 degrees toe up in the lie angle. So what would actually happen there is, if you think about it, if that now is a little bit more up, then the potential is that I'm going to get even more face plane tilt. So I would expect to see the 5-wood almost go further left off the club face.
So that sort of takes away my theory, really, because that's the 5-wood is more upright with the toe in the air, isn't it?
It is. However, over the years, would you have said that's the reason why you've not hit your hybrids properly? Because,
yeah, I mean that would have been my fear.
fear.
If you'd have said to me why,
yeah,
I'd have said because of that, the face plane tilt. But obviously we've just proven that slightly wrong. So maybe it is more to do with your theory.
Well, they are both upright, and there's 3 degrees difference between them, and
3 degrees is a lot, though.
It's enough,
wouldn't it? Yeah.
For that point of view.
Yeah.
Now, however, you do want to get your lie up a little bit with those woods, the way in which they're designed.
Yeah.
Second theory behind all of this madness. I don't know what's happened today, but we've just gone a little bit out there, haven't we? Now, as you can see from my hybrid to my 5-wood, I have quite a lot of, well, there's the stretch back on this 5-wood is quite a lot, isn't it? So CG is pulled way off the club face, whereas CG on my hybrid is not quite as extreme, because obviously ultimately you're getting that blend from irons into wood. So this hybrid would be designed to be a little bit possibly shallower in the actual stretch back from what you'd get from a fairway wood. However, the more you stretch the CG further away from the face, the higher the moment of inertia. So what all that means is the more stable the head becomes. If you get a putter that's really thin and really small, off-centered strikes get very twisty on it. If you get a putter that's really big, off-centered strikes become a little bit more stable. Well, that's no different. As long as you get that CG further away from the face, which is why you see drivers with a lot stretched back, those are your most forgiving. Now, if you think about it, when you look at the 5-wood compared to the hybrid, that stretch back sort of idea is that this is going to be a lot more stable for impact than what the actual hybrid is going to be. So in my mind, that means that the gearing effect from the hybrid is going to be greater than the fairway wood, which means that what I will see on the golf course is a lot more shape out of more gearing with the hybrid than what I'm going to get with my 5-wood. And to be honest with you, I feel like that's what I get on the golf course. Now, you've played golf with me enough. You tell me, are you seeing that when I get out that hybrid?
Yeah, I mean, your hybrid misses our left. You probably look at any of our vlogs.
Yeah.
As soon as you get it out, you generally, 9 times out of 10, it misses left.
Yeah, there is the odd shot that I play really well. I mean, you think about that shot that I hit at Ashbury Manor.
Is that good. Straight out there, isn't it?
So good. Be the club. Be the club.
That's what it's about, isn't it?
Go in.
The club.
Go in.
Oh.
I feel more confident when you've got a fairway wood with loft in your hands than I do when you pull out your hybrid.
Which is why I have introduced into my golf bag a 7-wood. Bernie, I've been inspired by your 7-wood. This is it. A thing of beauty. It's a TSI 2 21 degree 7-wood. Now, I carry a 21 degree hybrid, so I'm trying to get a bit of a blend. Now, if you look at this, you can see from the hybrid over here to the 7-wood over here, how much more stretch back I've got. Now, my theory, which we've just been through, and I can't go over it again because I'm getting a headache, but my theory is that the more stretch I have back, I'll maybe have a little bit more roll on that, and it will play more like my trusty 5-wood than it will this hybrid that I really do struggle with. So you got to think, my hybrid is replacing a 3-iron. My 4-iron goes about 195. My 5-wood goes about 220. So I was always trying to get a gap in my bag at around sort of 205 to 210, which is where this hybrid is sat really quite nicely for me. Now, if we look at the numbers that we're getting from the hybrid at the top and then the 7-wood, 21 degree 7-wood down the bottom here, I'm not necessarily trying to beat this club from a yardage point of view. I'm trying to gap it into the perfect yardage. So I've set it up as 21 degrees, no different than what I've got my hybrid set up as. And if we go straight over to yardage, we've got 208 yards on an average with my hybrid compared to 206 yards with what I'm getting out of the 7-wood. Now, best to best or longest to longest, we've got my hybrid there going at 215 and probably 209. So I'm pretty consistent, 208, which is my best with or longest, should we say, with the 7-wood. Now, if you look at my direction, I'm hitting my hybrid 16.4 yards left on an average. And every single shot that I've hit down here is all left. If you come over to my 7-wood, I'm now 3.4 yards to the left, and I've got a couple in there. 3 of those out of the 6 are right. So 3 left, 3 right. So I'm a little bit more consistent or a little bit more accurate than what I'm getting out of my hybrid. The two big differences between the two clubs in my mind and what I'm seeing on the golf course is height. And this is something I'm going to have to consider moving forward when I'm playing these clubs. I'm 40 yards high with the 7-wood compared to 37 yards high, so 3 yards difference. and the spin as well. I'm 4,200 on an average with the spin on the hybrid compared to 5,000 with the 7-wood. Have I completely lost the plot?
In this case, probably not, because your theory seems to being backed up by the numbers and the GC quad and what it's saying. So I'd say that there's probably a little bit of there's evidence to back up your theory. Whether it's correct or not, I'm not 100% sure.
Time will tell, I think.
Yeah, exactly.
Time will tell.
It might be that you've got more confidence with a wood than you have a hybrid, and that's maybe making the numbers slightly more towards your theory. I don't know.
So there you go. There is my theory with regards to my hybrid and the challenges that I've sort of faced with, and it's not just the Titleist hybrid. I've had this with other hybrids that I've tested over the years. I've really fought. I don't get the height any more than what I used to get with a 2-iron. So I've had to sort of really dial in on getting a hybrid to work for me. I love the fact that I've put this into the bag. At the end of the day, I'm testing it, this 7-wood. I want to sort of see how it performs over time. I have now had it in the golf bag for about 2 weeks. I've put it on some challenging golf courses already. And to be honest with you, my theory in my mind is it's working. It's playing the game that I thought it would play with this 7-wood. And I'm actually really looking forward to seeing where it goes from here. But my theory might be completely wrong. I may be completely off my rocket with it, but I would like to hear, if you're a club builder or someone that's in the game of creating these clubs, I'd like to hear your comments down below. I'd also like to hear your comments if you're someone that does use a hybrid and struggles with it and has possibly tested a 7-wood, or you're somebody that likes to use a 7. Put the comments down below. Don't forget, if you are new to the channel, hit that subscribe button, give us a thumbs up if you like what you're seeing, and we'll look forward to catching up with you again soon.